Hey y'all, Katrina here with Gal Gone Camping, and in this video I am going to do a little sampler of other videos that are being shown with the RTR, the Rubber Tramp Rendezvous, which is a virtual event this year because they had to cancel the live event. So if y'all are interested in topics like solar and boondocking and safety and cooking and cell service and internet on the road and all kinds of other classes. So if you're interested in that, come on back. I'm going to tell you all about it. And yes, I have my pajamas on and it's like 1 or 2 o'clock. It's going to be an all-day pajama day. Don't judge y'all. Come on back. Hey y'all, welcome back. So, for those of you who are not familiar with the Rubber Tramp Rendezvous, otherwise known as the RTR, it is a huge rally annual that's held annually in January out in the southwest in the deserts of Arizona, usually around the Quartzsite area. And it is for people who are interested in the nomadic gypsy life, living on the road, off-grid ideas, living off-grid, boondocking, anything to do with the mobile lifestyle. So in the past, all these events had been held live, and there would be special speakers and presenters that would teach classes on all these subjects, people who are experts in living that way and have done it for a long time. They come there to present and share their knowledge with all the attendees, and then the attendees, everybody who was there, would get together and camp. I mean, it's it's out in the desert, so you have a tremendous amount of space for camping, and this was all on BLM land, which means it was free. Camping was free. The classes were free, and so unfortunately, this year it had to be canceled due to COVID, like so many other things. So they decided to go the virtual route and still hold the classes. I think it's been condensed somewhat, but there still are really good classes and a wealth of information that you guys are gonna learn if you tune into these. So this is the live class has already started. It runs January the 14th through January the 20th, with the last 2 days, the 19th and the 20th, being just for women only. That's the women's RTR. So what's happening is you can tune into the live feed and ask questions on the chat. And then, of course, each class is videoed, and it will be available to see in its entirety on the recorded version. So I started Thursday on the 14th, and I have sat in, or I've sat in on the live session, or I've watched the recorded sessions on some of these classes since it started, and I love it, you guys. I mean, absolutely love it. It's just excellent presenters and just so much information that's useful. So if you want to take part in this and see what it's all about, you go to the website is Homes on Wheels Alliance. So the RTR was founded by Bob Wells, who is the founder of Cheap RV Living, the website and the YouTube channel, and he's still very much part of HOWA, of Homes on Wheels Alliance, HOWA for short. So now all the information on the RTR can be found at homesonwheelsalliance.org, and I will put that up here on the screen. But you tune in there, and you can subscribe and see all of their videos, and then you can get notified about these, about the live feed, so you don't forget. So, highly recommend that you tune into this. It's all free. You don't have to register or anything. Everything's free. Free's good. I've always found the free to be good. So, if you're interested, please tune in, and I am going to show just a little clip from 3 or 4 of these classes, just to give you guys an idea of the things that they're talking about. And so anyway, it's just a little something to let you know what's out there and what's available on these subjects. So here we go.
There are several ways to find some boondocking. First would be just to do some general research. Depending on where you plan to go camping, you'll want to do research on that area. Since we knew we were going to be driving around North America, we researched, went online, on YouTube, everywhere, to see how we could find boondocking sites in North America. Through research, we discovered that there is a ton of public land here in the USA where you can camp for free. A couple of areas that came up when we were doing our research were the Bureau of Land Management, National Forests, and National Grasslands. These places are hotspots for boondocking. Now, if you're, like I said, if you're going to be traveling to another country or another area, you're going to want to do research specifically on that area. Specifically in this class today, I'm going to be talking about how to find boondocking here in the United States of America or Canada, Mexico, because that is personally what I have experience with.
System. It's not quite as simple as just buying some solar panels and being done. There's a few more things than that, so we'll go through those in this section. After that, we'll talk about something called yield, which is essentially a measure of how much solar power you can expect to generate from your panels. And I'll give you some real-world data that we've collected during our 2 years on the road. And then finally, we're going to talk about the way to size your own system. There really is no perfect solar system for everybody, no one size fits all. So in this section, we're going to take a look at how to decide how big your system should be and maybe give you some pointers on where to get started. I'm a firm believer when it comes to solar in starting small and building as you learn and as you understand what your own needs are. That's what we've done in our journey, and in this section, we'll look at how you can do that. And finally, there'll be an exam to make sure you've soaked up all the information that I shared. I'm only joking. We'll move on to a Q&A session, and hopefully I can answer some of your questions. So with that, let's get stuck in. The first section is all about these RV electrical systems. But before I take you into the RV
personal safety on the road, most of my talk is going to be about the challenges facing solo nomads. And that's because everybody knows that the buddy system and traveling in formal or informal caravans is really the safest way to travel. Because if something goes wrong, it's good to be traveling with folks you can rely on. But sometimes, by choice or by circumstance, we have to travel alone. And our safety precautions may have to adjust to that. For a lot of you starting out on the road, you're starting out brand new, trying to find out this information. That's exactly what I did. But I know it would have been easier if I'd had some experienced people showing me the ropes on the way. This class is also going to be directed a little bit more towards a solo woman's perspective because, well, that's what I know best. Originally, this class was going to have two presenters, a man and a woman. One was a criminal defense attorney and another was formerly a cop. Sue Ann's already outed me, but the hint is I'm not a cop. And so we, on the who's who, but we had intended to present two very different perspectives on personal safety. He was intending to speak from his personal experiences. I was going to speak from mine. And I'd say that his approach was a little more aggressive than mine, and mine tends to be evasive and avoidance. Evade danger, avoid danger. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to make it. So I'm going to be doing this on my own. That means we won't be talking much about guns and weapons today, except that I do want to pass along this piece of advice that we both wholeheartedly agreed on. If you travel with a gun or a weapon of any kind, please make sure you know how to use it safely, effectively, and legally. And that's pretty much all I'm going to say on the topic. So if you need to know more about weapons, guns, those kinds of things, there's lots of channels on YouTube that discuss them, and I encourage you to find out that information from somebody who knows a lot more about it than I do. But I do know a lot about safety. And I think the number one question solo women travelers and van dwellers get about life on the road is, aren't you scared? For me, the answer is a resounding no. I actually feel less vulnerable in a van than I do in a sticks and bricks home. And I've lived in some very nice homes in some very nice neighborhoods. But you know, there's always that one neighbor you wish you didn't have to live next to. Maybe they're loud and obnoxious. Maybe they threaten you. Maybe they've scared you. Maybe you've had run-ins with them before. If you have neighbors you don't like living next door to you, you are a stuck sitting duck for the rest of your lease or until you can move or they move. Not so for nomads. My van home is a lockable steel box on wheels.
So this is, so if you're wanting to organize a camp, but you're new, this will tell you what you need to know to be able to find a place to invite others to. One of the next item in that unit is possible summer camp locations, because we did start this back when the pandemic started. So, so this will be applicable again, starting probably in March or April. And then just really simple guidelines for giving the mobile community a good reputation. So avoiding areas where your group camp would damage plant life, leaving your camp location in better condition than you found it, using existing campfire rings, and packing it in and packing it out. So be sure and read through these. With all of the HOWA groups, we want to keep it kind and supportive. So if you're not happy with something that someone else posted, just take a breath and maybe don't respond. So this is supposed to be an encouraging place, and we want people to feel safe in the group. And just remember that this group is only for finding people to camp with. So only post when you're looking for someone to camp with, and tag your post with the location you'll be in. Respond to posts only if you'll be in that area and want to camp up with the person who's posting. So, so to get back to the discussion, what you're going to do is go over here to the top left corner and just hit this, this right here, the camp together in small letters. And you're back in the discussion area. Oh, with that moderator menu, sorry. All right, so one of the things that we have set up in this group is popular posts in topics. So we've added topics to the group, and this is a really good way to find people in the area that you want to go to. My computer is taking over. I forgot to turn that off. Okay, so what you can do in this box is you can show more and see all the different categories of the places that you can camp. Now, let's say you're going to be in Quartzsite next week and you're looking for people to camp with. There are two different ways to search for people to camp with in Quartzsite. One would be to go to the Arizona tab and go through, and this will show every post that is about going to Arizona or camping in Arizona. Now, they're not Quartzsite specific, it's all of Arizona, but right now most of them are either Quartzsite or Ehrenberg, some in Parker, but most of them are just right in that area. And I like this view because it shows the whole post, so you can see some of your some of the comments, and it's just more like a normal feed. Now, if you want to search specifically Quartzsite, you're going to go up here to the top right corner and hit the magnifying glass. And then you can type in Quartzsite. And
boondocking etiquette and even park etiquette, and then get down to some nitty-gritties of that. So y'all stick with me on that. But first, let's talk about the difference of overnighting versus camping. And there is a huge difference, and some people don't seem to think so. But overnighting, for example, can be like at Walmart, Cracker Barrel, Cabela's, Bass Pro Shops, even truck stops and rest areas. And you guys, that is overnighting. That's not camping. Don't put out your lawn chairs. Don't put out your canopies. Don't put out your grill. And if you can maneuver inside your rig and you have slides and you don't need to put the slides out, don't even do that. And that's what's called, I think, urban camping. And that is just plain etiquette for the people that are allowing us to have that privilege. And if we don't obey those etiquette ground rules, we're going to keep losing places that let us stay overnight. So please remember, overnight is not camping. And also there's mooch docking. I call it that when you are staying with friends and relatives or on someone's property. And you want to, of course, maintain all etiquette that you can to honor them. But also you need to know your city ordinances or county ordinances or wherever you may be staying, so that you don't get in trouble and you don't get your host in trouble, because you don't want that to happen. And so when you're talking about rules and laws and regulations, of course, in campgrounds, those are usually posted. But it's not always just fee-based campgrounds. For example, public lands can have campgrounds that are free, as can like city and county parks. Sometimes you can stay overnight for free, and they'll tell you how long you can stay. And I encourage you, again, if it's overnight only, don't do camp sprawl, because you're getting there and you're staying overnight and you're leaving, and like all of the things that Joni just went over, leave no trace when you do. And make sure that wherever you are staying, if it's especially a campground, that you know the rules, and for state parks and national parks. But I want to cover today, and that's on each of us to know those, but I want to cover today some of the unwritten aspects of etiquette and guidelines. But first, let's talk about LEOs and governing agencies.
Okay, everybody, what'd you think about that? Pretty cool, huh? So, I hope you enjoyed just a little snippet of a few of those classes, and I hope that you will go to homesonwheelsalliance.org and tune in to see them either on the live feed or the recorded video. So it's just a lot of great information for people who's interested in the mobile lifestyle, and I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope that you will go in and see more of them. Anyway, y'all take care. Remember, don't wait to live. We'll see you down the road, and remember to subscribe to the Gal Gone Camping YouTube channel and to the galgonecamping.blog, and follow along on Facebook and Instagram too. All right, have a wonderful, wonderful day, and if you're in pajamas, it's all right, because I ain't getting out of mine today. I don't think it's not going to happen today. See y'all later.